Marcia. Marcia, your outfit is being admired.
You look beautiful.
This is Reverend DL, who is our minister.
I was saying it was a beautiful outfit.
Oh, thank you. And look, she's got it in her hair, too.
I know.
This is from my theater days. It actually drops down and is a dress, but I wore it because I wanted to be warm in here.
But thank you. And her husband's in orange.
That cute stranger back there is my partner.
Where?
She's there.
Long hair and a sort of purple dress. Oh, nice. She came.
Oh, she's from across the street. She better.
So she's a she. Okay. Hey, John.
Reverend DL, I'm
Nice to see you again.
John Keld. I was a worship associate
Yeah.
at Christmas.
I remember.
Okay.
It's nice to see you again in much cleaner circumstances.
Yes. Good morning, Kevin. How's it going? Yes, doing well. Sure.
Well, summer,
It's a holiday.
and it's a holiday. Summer's pretty iffy. We get a little more now because when Jessica came, like, she worked right through the summer. So a few more come, but we'll get a few more than this. I wouldn't expect a big crowd, especially because it's July 4th.
Yesterday was lovely. So it was me. I go to the beach. I don't expect a big crowd.
This is pretty good. When I do the offering, because I'm finished, then I'm going to go to the music. I'd rather sit in the music.
I didn't know that Kim Harvey ever served here. I do know that I don't know where she was well. Yeah. It's interesting to see what goes in name.
Newer ones that further platter.
I'm always amazed how many people show up between the start of the service and after the end breaks.
Chronically late. Well, and that's the problem in summer. I live right on this road. Down Any what?
Kids.
No. No, I think that's a definite no. Now? Until they get seated. Good morning and welcome to First Parish Brewster. We are a Unitarian Universalist welcoming congregation of people of diverse philosophies and beliefs, people of various cultures and races, sexual orientations, gender identities, abilities, and social backgrounds. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your path, may this be a place of rest and restoration on your journey. I'm Pat Stover, your worship host this morning, happy to be welcoming you to the service today with Kevin Badanis, our music director, and our guest preacher, the Reverend D.L. Helfer. Reverend D.L. is non-binary and in general avoids boxes which traps them into this or that. Instead, they search for possibility, for deeper truths, and share those glimmers of possibility with others. Reverend D.L. is presently pursuing a Master's of Social Work and serving as a hospital chaplain. They hail from Southern California, but now call Providence, Rhode Island home. They share their home with their beloved partner and their 20-year-old cat. Many of you may remember Reverend D.L. as they led our Christmas Eve service this past December. Reverend D.L., we are so glad you're here with us. Our services are recorded and available on our YouTube channel midweek. We do ask that all over the age of 4 wear a mask while in our buildings. Please silence your cell phones. We ask that all wear your name tags or fill out the sticker name tags in an effort to be more welcoming. We also welcome the noises, movements, and mirth that little ones bring in our services. Our services are 60 to 75 minutes long. If you need to leave before then, you are welcome to use the doors at the rear of the sanctuary. For those of you who may be first-time visitors this morning, welcome. Welcome on this morning, which we make sacred by our presence together. A big welcome to people streaming. We are glad you are here. We all wave. Our one community news announcement, Reverend Jessica needs cake bakers for our all-church birthday party happening on July 24th. Please email her if you are willing to bake a cake. After the service today, you are welcome to join us for coffee hour on the plaza right outside these doors. Welcome to our service today. It is so good to be together.
Good morning. It is really good to be back with you again. And before I share the opening words, I just have to say, you've won the UU prize for the morning if you have an entire birthday party around cakes. I might be back. So our opening words this morning are by poet Richard Blanco, titled Complaint of El Rio Grande. I was meant to make all things meet, to make the clouds pause in the mirror, to be home to fallen rain that finds its way home to me, to turn eons of loveless rock into lovesick pebbles and carry them as humble gifts back to the sea, which brings life back to me. I feel the sun flare, praise each star flocked about the moon long before you did. I've breathed air that you breathe. Listen to songbirds. Then countries, your invention, maps, jigsawing the world into colored shapes, caged in bold lines to say you're here, not there, you're this, not that. Yellow isn't red, red isn't black, black is not white. To say mine, not ours. To say war, and to believe life is relative. You named the big river, drew me blue, too thick to divide. You split me in two, half of us me, the rest them. But I wasn't meant to be a geography or a border. I was meant for things to meet, the mirrored clouds and the sun's tingle, bird songs and the quiet moon, the wind and its dust, the rush of mountain rain, and us. Blood that runs in you is water flowing in me, both life, the truth that we know, to be in one another.
I light the chalice this morning in honor of this wonderfully supportive community we have here.
Not in the order of service is an announcement that next week at 9 a.m. on Sunday is your first opportunity to be involved in the summer choir. It only rehearses on Sundays, no midweek commitment. Please come at 9 a.m. for the first of 3 opportunities this summer to sing together. Please rise in body and or spirit as we sing number 21 in the Gray Hymnal, For the Beauty of the Earth.
Grateful praise for the joy of here and I, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, sun and moon and stars and sight, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise, for the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise, for the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Please be seated.
We believe in love. Love is the doctrine of this church. We believe in truth. Quest for truth is its sacrament. We believe in helping others. Service is our prayer. We believe in the sacredness of life, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine.
this is our time for all ages, and I do see a little one back there who is more than welcome to come forward, but I realize there's only one, so this is not a push to do so. Is that a yes? All right. So I'm going to sit down here. So our story this morning is called The Rhino Who Swallowed the Storm. So one morning, Micah Mouse heard a storm outside. Has anyone heard a storm this weekend? And Micah Mouse was really afraid of the storm, so she hid under the blankets as the rain and the thunder crashed outside. Wind rattled the shutters, and more than anything else, Micah was afraid of the thunder. "And I'm afraid, Papa," she said. So to make her feel better, Papa decided to tell her a story. So long ago, before there were words, animals roamed the world. Rhinos, especially, lived everywhere. But one day, they too had a storm, and the rainwaters forced the rivers to overflow. The rhino, just like Micah Mouse, got so scared, and in a matter of a few minutes, the rhino's world was torn apart. And Rhino looked at the world, panicked. But then he did the unthinkable. He swallowed the storm. In his body, he could feel the storm inside. He felt foggy and confused and worried, and he didn't know what to do next. And he was alone and he was scared. Have you ever felt that way? Yeah. So just then a friend, a spider, came by to remind him that he wasn't alone and that he could let go of the storm, of the weight, of the worry. And with a friend with him, he knew that there would be a new day, that the sun would return. So when he felt ready, he let go of the storm, of the anger and the pain. He was ready to feel all those feelings inside his tummy. I think you know what I mean, which is the first step on the journey to healing. So Rhino shook and he shimmied and he stomped in the muck. And just as he hoped, the storm came unstuck. He cried tears of relief, filling up the sea, and swam, and up swam a whale. What a weird thing to meet. The whale taught Rhino it's okay to be scared. The whale showed Rhino how to breathe in and how to breathe out, and that all would be okay. And so as he floated home on a gentle wave, Rhino felt calm and strong. His vision was clear, and he looked through the world with so much love. He was glad to know that if he ever lost hope, his friends would lend him a hand, would throw him a rope. He had faith in himself, and he had faith in his friends. So as he curled up to sleep, he dreamt of a world that was safe and connected. He understood that it was love that mattered. Love can never be lost. Love can never be shattered. And then Papa closed the book with Micah Mouse. And he said, "I know it's scary, but bad things happen sometimes. We can't always control that. But we have lots of help," said Micah, like Rhino did. "Yes," Papa said. "We always have people who are there to help us through the tough times." The end. The end. Good job. And with that, we shift into a time of meditation and prayer. So I invite you to feel your feet on the ground, maybe your back against the seat. Close your eyes or lower your gaze as you're comfortable. and I'm going to read you a meditation which will be followed by a time of silence. Holy mystery and silent presence, uncertain bearer of the weight of it all, in these quiet moments we listen. We listen for the maybe still breathing, perhaps still whispering, faintest sign of universal good. We listen between the cacophony of distractions pulling us towards untruth and falsehood. We listen amidst the shrill cries of desperation, of we've had enough, of when will they stop hurting my people, of how much more will the waters rise, of when will it be safe to return to my home, of how much longer can I hang on. We listen and we wait. Through the tumult of these days, we seek assurance, the fulfillment of a promise we made to ourselves, a promise made to those we have been stretched to call neighbor, a promise written and enshrined and yet unfulfilled. Lead us back into connection, back into the bonds of humanity that help us know each other as beloved. May we continue listening. May we keep watch. May we beckon love and justice and mercy with our own whispers, our own shouts, with our cries, until all know themselves as part of this circle of love. Amen.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Sing with me. Speak for me.
Speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for me, oh my soul.
So I've been trying to figure out how to talk to you about this 4th of July, this day that honors a supposed set of freedoms that doesn't exist for most in this country and never has. And like you, I imagine, I am raw and I am angry at the court's decisions as of late, all of the decisions. And we know more is coming and more is planned. So no, I'm not going to speak of freedom today, at least not in the sense in which this holiday has been traditionally framed. But that doesn't mean that there's not freedom to be had. Freedom with and among each other, and that's where I'll focus today. The freedom, the choice to be deeply present for each other. The freedom to choose interdependence over independence. To say yes to connection over isolation. The freedom to love each other. To build communities that reflect those values as you have done here. The freedom to keep working until all truly are free. The possibilities for real freedom are many. And I hope we don't lose sight of that which is still ever so possible.
Battery 30%. Connected to Galaxy A10E.
Each week we have the practice of splitting our offertory plate. Half of what is collected goes to the work of First Parish Brewster, and the other half goes to a worthy organization nominated by members of this congregation. This morning's offering is a split plate with the International Institute of New England. The International Institute creates opportunities for refugees and immigrants to succeed through resettlement, education, career advancement, and pathway to citizenship. They help refugees and immigrants realize their dreams and contribute to New England's growth and prosperity. There are several ways you can give today. You can text to give, the number is in your order of service, or you can donate on our website, or you can make a check out to FPBUU. However you choose to give today, thank you for your generosity. The offering will now be gratefully received.
I want to share with you a reading from a friend, a UU minister in Oakland, California, Reverend Teresa Ian Soto, entitled To the People Who Have Mistaken Freedom for Liberation. Being free is not a license, but a promise. To be free, you must embrace the breath of your own existence without apology, even if they try to take it away from you. You must know, not that you can do whatever you want. You are not a kudzu vine eating entire hillsides for the purposes of feeding your own lush life. You must know instead that you are entire universes, milky blue, magenta, and gold, expanding. But to actually be free, you must know, and you must fight for the entirety of the universes inside everyone else. And with that, we get to the sermon, which is on the short side, but I've been told that there's never too short a sermon. I think you're validating me. So several years ago, I was struggling with a very bad depression, quietly. I was serving as the minister of a congregation, and I didn't feel I could share this broadly. So I told the board president, and I told the committee on ministry, but I didn't tell anyone else. What would they think? I wondered if they knew. Would they judge me? Would they trust me less? And would they hear me differently? So I said nothing, and I kept my struggles very much to myself, fearing judgment. I did seek professional help, and it worked really well, and my equilibrium returned. And I knew it would on some level. It wasn't my first go-around. Like others with depression, we know that these episodes come, and if we're lucky, they go. But sometimes those parts in between, just trying to survive, can be really painful, and I know there's others in the room that know this. And I don't tell you this for sympathy or concern. I'm good. I'm in a very centered place. But like everyone else, these changes in our world, these massive changes, create an anxiety that my own self-care toolkit is struggling to keep up with right now. And I'm disclosing this, as I think you figured out by now, because I'm not the only one struggling with mental health in these times. And I want to start this sermon with telling you two things. One, you're not alone. Two, you're not alone. And when I say you're not alone, I don't mean exactly that you're surrounded by friends or family. Maybe you are, and maybe you're not. But I'm making a more theological claim that there is more to connect into, even beyond each other. And for some of us you use that there's a deeply ingrained practice. Maybe it's with a sangha, or it's a nature-based practice, or an amalgam of a few traditions. Some of you dance, some of you walk in the woods. I imagine many of you spend time on the beach. You might sing, as Kevin does beautifully, or create works of art. Maybe you grow things. And all of this and more is a way in. It's a way to move closer to that communal body of love, whatever that is you call it. It's a connection to something, no matter how physically intangible, that helps root us in place. I know for me that when I'm at my most despairing, I've lost my connection to that. I haven't recognized it yet, maybe, but I haven't found my way back to it. And it's not until I start my own spiritual practice, walking in the woods, yoga, working out, time with friends, that I feel, oh yeah, this is what it's like to feel tapped in. And we need this connection, beloveds. We need this connection, and we're going to need it ever more. This time we're in, this is a marathon, not a sprint. This is going to last a while. And when this phase ends, there's more to figure out, change, and live into. So if you're feeling thrown, anxious, depressed, whatever it is, yeah, of course you are. This is trauma for most, triggering for many, and at least a little scary for anyone that's paying attention. Our individual and communal mental health is taking a hit, and there's no shame in that, none. And there might even be a gift in those struggles. Those of us that struggle with some form of spiritual or psychic pain, whether that's depression or bipolar or addiction, whatever it is, we know this journey, and we know how to prepare for a marathon because that's been our life. Not that life is a constant struggle, it's not, but that we've learned out of necessity how to survive hard times. We've learned that joy will follow pain. Sadly, many of us have also learned shame, how to put on a brave front, how to hide our self-perceived deficits, how to push through hard times on will alone. And I want more than that for you and for myself. And I want you to be able to share the weight of your burdens. And in that, I go back to the probably most often read but most accurate Mary Oliver poem, Wild Geese. And I want to remind us, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. And meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the trees. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clear blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Because friends, here's the secret. Spiritual life in a healthy and loving community can provide that scaffolding that we need to discover the parts of ourselves that can help us move through these moments that feel so hard. And Unitarian Universalist congregations, whatever deficits we do or don't have at moments, they are that sort of community. I've had the opportunity during these past 2.5 years of coronavirus to guest preach a lot. And in community after community, I've witnessed a variation of the same thing, a multitude of ways that you reach out to each other. This incredible amount of love and support. If someone needs groceries, you're there. If someone needs an ear, you're there. And if one is in need, you're there. But I invite us in this most unusual of times to take that practice one step further. I wonder what would happen if when you greet each other, you ask, how is it with your spirit, with your heart? Since March of 2020, we, or at least I, but I suspect we, have been talking about the changes coming out of this time. And one of those changes is this deepening of connections, of learning to hold each other's truth with such love, such gentleness, that shame is not even a thought. Instead, just like physical illness, mental illness challenges are met with love, devoid of judgment and shaming. We have the opportunity to offer each other our presence and to find ways to show up for each other even more deeply. No one needs to suffer alone. And the secret, the gratefully very poorly kept secret, is that when we open our hearts for connection, that we too are strengthened. So we can support each other even more right now by asking and by listening to how we're really doing. So as we grow in ways unexpected right now, may we begin by making this space for anyone and everyone to show up with the fullness of their being and to be met with love. May it be so.
Please rise in body and or spirit, and we sing number 1014 in the Teal hymnal. It is listed as Standing on the Side of Love and was composed and written that way. And we have recently become aware and considering of ableism and the implications of these particular lyrics. The song has now been changed to reflect the title and the chorus, Answering the Call of Love. And so that is what we sing, and that is why what we sing is different from what you see. D, 2, Here we go. The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide. And so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Second verse, beginning. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. A bright new day is dawning, when love will not divide. Reflections of grace, embrace, fulfilling the vision divine. Put those books down. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim. Let's do that chorus again. Answering the call of love. Let's do that again. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one. Emboldened
dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. We are answering the call of love.
Amen.
Remain standing if you would. In the before times, I would have had you hold hands, but just imagine you're holding hands. Our closing words this morning are by George Odell, entitled, "We Need One Another." We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted. We need one another when we are in trouble and afraid. We need one another when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone. We need one another in the hour of success when we look for someone to share our triumphs with. We need one another in the hour of defeat when encouragement might help us to endure and stand again. I just heard the ableism in that. Thank you. We need one another when we come to die and we would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All of our lives, we are in need, and others are in need of us. Blessed be.